The Gibson Les Paul. So many thousands upon thousands of videos, publications, books have been written on it that, well, how about we don't do something on the Les Paul today for a change and do something completely different. Hey boys and girls, I'm Nick in the States. I operate a bipolar YouTube channel that goes from cheap guitars and then a lot of Gibson content. Well, because I collect Gibson guitars. It's the way it is. If you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, click the little belly thing. You'll find out when we have more, as we should have a bunch more videos coming up because, well, like a lot of people, I have a lot of free time right now. So we're gonna try and do videos on the regular again. So subscribe, come along for the ride, click the bell because YouTube, because I've been gone for a bit, probably won't suggest them organically as much as they may have in the past. Now, this video is the break, the alternative, the break from the norm, the something new, the something strange and odd. It's Gibson's less than traditional shaped guitars. But Nick, many of these are quite traditional and common at this point. It's true, but these are ones that aren't a 335, a jazz box, things of that nature. These are the strange. Coming up number one, actually, is one of the first group of 2 or 3 guitars that Gibson in '58 designed, and that is the Gibson Flying V. Very, very aggressive, different, wild, and odd. Now, the V was introduced in '58 after prototypes in '57, and Gibson thought they could battle the Stratocaster and take advantage of the jet age with this and its twin, the Explorer, or its sibling, the Explorer, and they really didn't sell very well. Originally, they were in Carina, which is like a transparent amber mahogany thing. This is mahogany body, mahogany neck, 23 3/4 inch scale, 2 humbuckers, rosewood fretboard. That's gonna start to get a little repetitive through these videos, but there you go, 3 on a side, cool headstock. Very neat guitar. Now its aforementioned sibling, the Explorer, also came out in the same period of time with all of the same constructions, but a much different shape, and I'll tell you, a much more comfortable to sit shape. When you have a V on your lap, it wants to fall off unless you learn how to sit correctly with it and play it. I'll have another video on all about the V coming up, but this Explorer, this amazingly stable, not moving around at all Explorer, is kind of indicative of a modern one. It's painted black, but originally, same deal, transparent amber, Carina wood, all the same fixings from scale, length, and look, and has been copied and played by all kinds of people today. I actually had one as part of the collection that I'm highlighting here, which is Uncle Funky's collection that we're moving his oddities at least right now. Just click link below for the link to Reverb store. We'll see almost all of these on there at some point in the near future, if not already. He has a beautiful one that's actually at Danny's house because he couldn't resist it. The third guitar in that trilogy, it's kind of a quadrilogy because with the Explorer there was a Futura, which was an Explorer, kind of an earlier rendition of the shape. You have this, which is a Moderne. Now, allegedly, Gibson may have built a few of these actually in the 50s, but nobody's really truly found it yet. But Gibson reissued these a few times over the years. This is a 2012. You'll never believe its construction. Mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard. This one actually may be a grenadilla fretboard, I'm not sure. But typically rosewood fretboard. Cool oddity headstock. I think it's a volume in 2 tones, I believe. Overall, very cool, very neat guitar. And this solves the problem of the V falling off your lap by having this very comfortable little lower bout that allows you to play it sitting down. Cool, cool, neat, oddball guitar. Now, we were going chronologically before, but we're going to insert this one in because we're following up 2 very V-shaped guitars, the V and the Moderne, with another V-shaped guitar that's definitely a different take. And that would be the Reverse Flying V from 2007-2008. This is actually a 1 of 400 Guitar of the Week edition. It's a theme that you're going to see kind of repeat itself at least once or twice through here. Has that same kind of Moderne headstock. You'll never believe it, but it's a mahogany body, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, 2 humbucker, just a single volume, and a 3-way switch. Pneumatic bridge, cool string through body design. Very surprisingly comfortable guitar, neck divey like nobody's business, but still it's comfortable to play sitting down not really so much to play standing up, but when you have this on the wall next to your other odd, funky, pointy shaped guitars, well, people tend to take notice of this one even more than those because it's so different. And as my daughter says, she's like, finally, it's an actual V. She calls the Flying V the Flying A because when you have it on your guitar, a V is an A and this is a V. The world is upside down. The next guitar that we're going through is a Gibson Firebird V. I believe the original Firebirds came out in '63. You have to check me on that one. Firebird V has 2 pickups, a Firebird 1 has 1 pickup, and a Firebird 7 has 3 pickups. Makes for weird math when you think about it. This one has had a vibramate, so no holes in the top, and a Bigsby put on it. Has cool Steinberger style banjo tuners. It's same kind of deal, mahogany body, but this is a string-through multiply neck. So there's a piece of wood that comes all the way through the body, all the way this elevated section, all the way here, and it's actually multiple. I think it's like 6 or 8 pieces of wood that make up the neck of the guitar all the way through. Firebirds are notoriously a little fickle, but once people conquer them, Edgar Winter I think is the one that jumps to mind the most, they get a tremendous amount of tones, and it's just a cool guitar. They also made a non-reverse where take this shape and kind of flip it and it goes the other way. Because Gibson came out with this, it's an offset body, so this indent here is offset, it's a different spot in the guitar than this one. And Fender sued him because of the Jazzmaster Jaguar, or at least complained loudly. And when they flipped it over, it no longer had the offset. This so they wouldn't run afoul of Fender. But later, somehow, during reissues and everything else, they got over it. Now this is a guitar that some people, especially maybe younger players or newer to the hobby, may not recognize. It's called the Gibson RD. Now these came out in the late 70s as the RD Artist. And if you flip over a 70s one, it's got a hole in the back the size of a skateboard, really. And it had Moog electronics and had all sorts of cool, neat, at the time, active electronics. This one's gorgeous in silver burst. Some people liked them, some people didn't like them. They were all over the place. As part of their Guitar of the Weeks in 07-08, 07-08 was a good year for Uncle Funky's business apparently, because he cleaned up. But if you're hooked on the Gibson crack, it was a good year to buy all kinds of stuff that you'd never seen before. This silver burst one is just your normal 3-way switch, 2-volume 1 tone, has Dirty Fingers humbuckers in it, has a Grenadilla fretboard, but everything else is mahogany and Grover and all that made in the USA goodness with a case. They're just beautiful. They're actually a very, very comfortable playing guitar, even more so than like an Explorer. It's just a really cool guitar, and for a guitar from the early 80s to have silver burst, which was Gibson's signature contribution, I think, of late 70s, early 80s, is having a silver burst finish. Really, 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 really cool. Now we've gone through the top like 6 of those oddball shapes that people kind of jump out, and even the Moderne and the RT are kind of more on the edges there. This 7th guitar is one that, if you're not aware of it, it started as a promotion, and Gibson made some of these and sent them out to their dealers, and then the dealers did the thing that dealers do. Instead of putting them on a wall, they sold them. And they went back to Gibson and said, "Please sir, can you make us some more?" And well, it's this guitar. The Gibson Matt guitar from 1983, 1984. This breaks a little bit because it's a mahogany body, a maple set neck, 3x3 tuners. It's from about 1983. Has a sandwich body where it's mahogany. I think it's a maple piece of wood and mahogany in the back. Big old cover in the back there. But it'd be the United States. I am somewhere around here. Yeah, Nick in the States. Nick in the States. These are actually collectible, quite expensive, hard to find. Epiphone did a run too, so you kind of got to be careful about which one you get there. It's got a badass bridge on it, 2 humbucking pickups, 2-volume, 2-tone, 3-way switch way down here in California desert, I'd say. And this one's got some nice honest wear, but what a cool, neat, different guitar, right? Like, you don't see one of these every day. It's really, really cool. Now, the last guitar in this is one that maybe, if you have small children, if you're weak of the stomach, or if you're generally just a sensitive mentality, maybe you should look away. It's been a great video. Come back again. We'll have more things here. Gibson content on Sundays, and some point midweek, non-Gibson content. But you don't have to see this. Please. with everything going on, we're not going to talk about it. YouTube gets upset, demonetizes people, so we're not going to say why we're all home right now, not working, and maybe worried about our financial situation. Putting all of that aside, the thing, this, might put everything in perspective. I warned you, right? I warned you. That thing is the Gibson Corvus. It's a set bolt neck, maple neck, rosewood fretboard, 6-in-line tuners, made in the USA. This. Now I'll tell you, it sits a lot like a Les Paul. It's pretty well balanced. Maybe it's eating things. It's a volume and a tone. This actually has I believe that's a Tone Pros locking bridge on it. If not, it's a really nice badass bridge. Single black plastic covered humbucker. I haven't plugged this in yet. I don't know what it sounds like. It feels like this is like the gateway drug to giving up guitar and going to a keytar. Or like if you're in a band where your other instrument is a keytar and you want to play something else Blade Runner futuristic. I don't know what to tell you. But with that, I hope you've taken this trip down the oddballs, the oddity, and the strange things the Gibsons come out with over the years with a little bit of history. Ideally, you'll be seeing bigger, long format videos on many of these guitars coming out on Sundays, hopefully by 12 o'clock Eastern time. I'm a little late today, I apologize. Each week. I've already got 3 in the can. We're going to try and release these over the next month or two. Keep things busy on the weekend, break up that week. And as I say, doing normal content sometime in the midweek, hopefully by Wednesday, of your less expensive, fun, affordable-ish guitars, or things you can dream about buying once all of this craziness is over. With that, yes, I've been Nick in the States. It's great to see you again. The Corvus says, have a nice day. Take care. You're still here. You need to go home. The video's, it's over. We've moved on. You should, you could subscribe right here, or watch these things, but there's nothing else to see here. Just move along.